Dan Bedandi for TruthRadioShow.com. Today is Friday, May 23rd of 2014, and it's a Memorial Day weekend. And this report is going out to the veterans out there. Thank you for your service and everything. Special salute. But the thing is, we gotta constantly remind you folks, you military people out there especially, it's like you serve your country, you go to foreign countries to serve our country, whatever, you risk your life. But however, it's a disgrace that our own government classifies you, the returning veterans, as a possible domestic terrorist. And if you don't want to believe me there, just stop this video. Stop the video, go to Google, go to the National Archives or Homeland Security, wherever you want to go. Type in Operation Endgame. Read the document for yourself. Type in the Google search, Southern Poverty Law Center's returning veterans terrorist, keywords. You're going to pull up scores of documents from the Southern Poverty Law Center, which is an intelligence agency where the FBI, up until I think a couple months ago, for years was getting that intel information from. And they're telling the FBI, they're telling the Homeland Security, you guys are the terrorists. And not only are you a terrorist, but you could be worse than Al-Qaeda. That's right, right in Operation Endgame from Homeland Security. And, it's a smack in the face to all the veterans out there. And, we got the police departments gearing up for you people. They're saying, we had a report on InfoWars showing a news clip how this town police department got this armored vehicle, and the cop is basically sitting there saying, hey, we got to be ready because we got returning veterans saying, returning veterans that can build IEDs, so we need something that could survive them, so to speak. It's not word for word, but basically he was saying about returning veterans have the capability of building IEDs and posing a threat, so to speak. And it's preposterous what's going on. It really is. And to say our returning veterans, like you guys went off to defend our country, why would you want to blow our own people up, our own country? You know what I mean? Because they know most returning veterans, especially war veterans, they know eventually when you're thinking you're fighting a war on freedom, a war against terrorism, you learn the hard way. No, it's not a war against terrorism. It's a CIA black war, mostly CIA orchestrated war. It's all for divide and conquer, nothing to do with freedom. Nothing to do with our freedom or liberating the country. It's about divide and conquer. So when you guys eventually learn it the hard way, and now the CIA says, hey, you better list these guys as terrorists because they know the truth. They can see what's going on. And this is all on record. I mean, we have the CIA on record stating that they put Bin Laden and Timothy Osman in power, giving Al-Qaeda all the money and weapons they needed to form Al-Qaeda. I mean, folks, it is criminal. Our government is criminal. They're illegitimate. And we need to stand up against them. And then, when they think, they're going to pull a plug for martial law, that's why the public needs to we need to make the military aware of what's going on, because when they pull the plug for martial law, folks, we need the military, we need police on our side to defend the Republic and to stand down, because Homeland Security, FEMA, TSA, the whole 9 yards, every year they have a national level exercise. They train foreign offshore troops here in America for, guess what? Gun confiscation, mass civil unrest, rounding up citizens and placing them in internment camps. That's FM 31-20-3. It's one of the Army field manuals. There's a lot of tons of documents I can't get, just name off the top of my head. Army Regulations 210-35. It's to round up American citizens to put them in internment camps. I want you to Google this, folks, especially veterans. Army Regulations 210-35. And we had Halliburton as a defense contractor. They were granted a multi-million-dollar contract by Homeland Security to build internment camps to house American citizens. Folks, the threat is real. We got H.R. 645, the Emergency Centers Establishment Act, which is the internment camps, also known as FEMA camps, whatever we want to call them. We call them Nazi gulag camps. If you want to break it down, that's exactly what they are. But their technical name is Emergency Establishment Centers, where they house American citizens and POWs as prisoners. And GoArmyNational.com was advertising for internment specialists to basically run prisons and everything. So, folks, we're in the big threat here, and we need the military, we need all the police to wake up to what's going on, because this guy on my shirt here, this shirt's available on Infowars.com, InfoWarsStore.com. It's a tyrant president, Barry Soetoro, Barack Hussein Obama. He's the kingpin of this all, running the whole operation. Him and his patsies, George Bush and buddy Bill Clinton, they're all in on it, folks. I mean, all of them signed legislative. They've signed the Patriot Act. All, you know, Bush and Obama did. Obama enhanced it, created the National Defense Authorization Act. I mean, these people are criminal. And they also have the John Warner National Defense Act that endorses posse comitatus. I mean, folks, the Patriot Act is far from patriotic. It's a Nazi act. The National Defense Authorization Act, NDAA 2012. I mean, folks, we are under attack. We need all you veterans out there to become aware of what is going on if you're not already, because most of them are. That's why you're listed as a terrorist by Homeland Security. So, you know, it's Memorial Day weekend. Have fun. I want everybody to have fun. Enjoy the weekend. You know, and God bless. And again, folks, make the people aware. Cops, military, we need you on our side, because when the hammer comes crashing down for the New World Order, when they pull the plug for martial law, folks, they're going to use foreign military here on American soil to join hands with the Homeland Security and the United Nations peacekeepers to push mass civil unrest, because they know most of you veterans out there, most of you military, most of you cops are going to back down from your orders and defend the Constitution and defend the people and defend the Republic. And folks, that's all I have got to say, but have a good weekend. God bless.